Welcome back to Donuts in Space and part one of the Classic Plastic 101 celebration group build, where we are celebrating the life of Chris Cortel. Now, I know that most people are still mourning the loss of Chris and sort of coming to terms really with the loss of Chris Cortel. Certainly one of the brightest lights in the modelling community, unfortunately, is now gone. But I think importantly, he's not forgotten, and I think secondly, which again most importantly, he will live on in all of us. As long as we keep him in our hearts and as long as we keep him in our minds, Chris will carry on. And I think, to be honest, that's an important thing to do. Now, I suppose myself, in one respect, I'm not sure about any other people out there, this might sound a little bit weird to some people, but nobody in my family actually has a grave or are in a graveyard or sitting in an urn on a mantel shelf or anywhere like that. What we do in our family is we basically get cremated and then our ashes are just scattered to the four winds. You come from nothing, you go back to nothing, physically anyway. And that's how we do those things in our family. So, you know, we don't have a grave to go visit family members, because we choose to remember the person for who they were and celebrate their life and keep them in our hearts and keep them in our minds. And I think that's more important than anything else. Because if you do keep them in your heart and you keep them in your mind, then they're going to remain with you forever. Having a grave is, in our family, is a bit too final. But there you go, enough of that little rambling. As we know, Chris would build anything, really. Chris didn't have a genre of model that he would build. He was quite happy building anything, really, to be honest. I think, and anybody who knew Chris knows that too. And anybody who has heard of Chris Cortel but doesn't really know his work, all I would say is, if possible, go to his YouTube channel, which is obviously Classic Plastic 101. There you'll see from day one not only all of the builds that he's built throughout his time on YouTube, but you will also see the different types of models that he's built. You know, he will build figures, he will build cars, ships, planes, you name it, he will build it. And Chris also dabbles into the 3D printed parts as well, or 3D models as well, or adding 3D printed detail parts to a model. So this, for me, is one of the things that I'm going to build for him. I mean, I kind of think he would actually get a bit of a kick out of a Type 2 delivery van. I mean, these were special vans, actually, to be quite honest. I mean, these type of vans have a cult following, and I really do think Chris would get a kick out of a model like this. Now, with this kit, I'm just going to build it stock. I'm not going to go putting lights and things in it like that. It's just going to be a straight, simple forward build. I'm going to print Chris's Classic Plastic 101 logo off and use that as a decal and actually put it on both sides, and I will more than likely put one on the back end as well, just for good measure. Now, I also have some 3D files for different wheels and tyres for this kit as well. Well, I say for this kit, they're not specifically designed for this kit, but you know, you can actually customize them within the slicer to print these, or print the aftermarket wheels off. The only problem is at the moment my 3D printer is down. I've had the damn thing for 2 months now, and I think I've had in total 10 days worth of printing on it. And then it just decided to spectacularly fail on me. And I am trying to get that sorted out at the moment. I've already had 2 LCD screens put onto it, which have not resolved the issue. And I'm just now waiting for a motherboard to come in to see if that fixes the issue. We'll soon find out. So if I can, I will definitely get the wheels printed off and use them on this build. If not, I will just use the wheels that come with the kit. It'd be a bit of a shame because I would like it with the 3D resin wheels that I've got. But there you go. So that's the kit. There's not too much to this box, to be quite honest, and the count part on this isn't that much, which, to be fair, is a good thing, because with a kit like this, you don't need it to be overcomplicated. There's nothing on the bottom there, by the way. I've taken all of the stuff out of the bags as well, by the way, on this kit. I think one of the things that I like about this kit, as I say, is the fact that the body on this is all in one piece. Unlike the Revell kit, which, don't get me wrong, it does look nice. However, the thing that I don't like about the Revell kit is that the body is in about 95 million different pieces that you've then got to put together and hope to God that whoever made the moulds made them correctly and that they're all going to fit in properly. So yeah, that's the actual body. There's a couple of marks there from the pin injectors which will need to be removed. Now I'm going to do this in a kind of a classical kind of VW Type 2 delivery, well, just the classic sense for the VW vans really, and I'm going to do it a two-tone. So the bottom half is going to be done in a pearl yellow and the top half is going to be done in a pearl white, which, let's face it, are classic colours for a VW. But after doing some research as well, I found out that the white and the yellow are actually the colours on the ribbon for bone cancer. So I think that's just going to add a little bit more meaning to it, to be honest. Sorry, excuse me. The only thing that I'm not too fussed about, well, the thing that I'm not entirely happy about is the fact that the glass here wasn't in its own separate bag, so it is actually scratched. So I'm going to have to try and sort that out. Hopefully it shouldn't take too much to do. I think I might need to get some polishing compound. I was trying to put two words into one there. So these are the wheels that actually come with the kit. As I say, they're not bad. They're not bad little wheels at all, to be honest. I like them. But I'm kind of thinking, you know, some custom wheels on there might look quite good. One of the other things actually that I've got as well, thanks to Kenny May, he actually sent me the Classic Plastic 101 logo. So I'm actually going to put that on both sides of the van, and if I can, I'm also going to put one just there as well. So you've got one on each side and one at the back. I think that would look quite nice. We've also got the clear plastic for the lights, etc., and the rear lights on that, which is good. We've also got the chrome parts as well for the lights, and then we've got the chrome parts as well there for the other little bits of the van. So we've got the front and rear bumpers and the wing mirrors, etc., on there, which is kind of cool. Quite happy with that. The bumpers I'm just going to strip and paint, and I'll paint those in white, so it kind of helps contrast really with the yellow body. And then here we've got a few other little bits and pieces. We got the wheel trims, and then we've also got the chrome parts for the lights as well. For the rear, the black section, or these black parts, there's not too many of them to be quite honest, and that's all suspension components and whatnot in there, and I think that's maybe a strengthening beam or something that goes underneath. I don't know really, I'm not really a car engineer, so I could be talking complete and utter rubbish, which I normally do anyway. And there are the decals for it, not too many, but to be honest, you don't actually need a great deal of decals for it. These are the skinny little tyres that you get on the van as well, and they are nice and flexible, and they look as though they're in good shape. There's no markings on there, so it doesn't say, oh, these are Pirellis or these are Michelins or Dunlop or whatever. And then you've got the little spacers as well for the wheels. And then on here, on this one, we've got some of the internal components of the van as well, which looks kind of cool. And then the last piece that we've got here is the actual body all molded in one. And again, well, sorry, the base of the van. And again, with the Revell, this part is in two pieces, which is just silly. Whereas Hasegawa, they've actually put them in one piece. And then we've also got the bulkhead that fits between the passenger section and the cargo area. We've got the dashboard, the seats there. There's a little bit of flashing on the seat actually, and that's the only part that has flashing on it. And then there we've got the bottom side of the engine as well. So that's kind of cool. And then with the instructions, to be fair, I mean, this is the first time I've ever looked at these instructions, and they are of a fold-out design. And if I'm to be honest, there's not really a lot going on there, to be fair. It's not a very big instruction manual. Let's turn that around actually so you can see that properly. You don't have to read it upside down then. But yeah, there's not really a great deal to the instructions. And then you've just got that bit underneath as well, and that's that bit. So yeah, pretty much well uncomplicated, not a lot to it, to be fair, which is good. I don't mind having complicated kits to build, but sometimes you just want to have a bit of fun with a kit really, rather than have to sit there whittling away at it for hour upon hour on end just to get everything to fit up properly. Whether it does or not, I don't know, but we'll soon find out. Let's just get these parts back in the box. So this is the build that I'm doing for the celebration group build for Chris. Looking forward actually to seeing all of the other kits that everybody else are building as well, to be fair. It kind of would be nice actually to see if anybody's building a model from Chris's back catalogue of builds that he's done, but we'll soon find out. So that's going to be about it for this update, guys. I'm just going to get on, do some work to this, and as soon as I've got an update for you, I will come back to you. So until then, thanks for watching, and also, as always, please do. Please do take care.